Oh my goodness. Guys, I have been missing in action for real, because I got addicted to TikTok. Woo! But that's out of my system. Not very good at it, I found out. So here I am, back on my YouTube channel. I missed you guys. I missed making this. So we had book dropped off, and all the parents came and dropped off their books, or the kids came and dropped off their books, and it was like a last goodbye. It was super sad, but I had a special request. And that request was to do story times, teacher story times, of course. And so I'm super excited because I like telling stories. If you don't know, now you know. You don't know, now you know. I like telling stories. Princeton is in the background listening to me. So if you do hear him, say hi, Princeton. Say hi.
Graduated.
Oh yeah, and you graduated kindergarten. Woo! That's exciting. That's super exciting. So this is going to be my first episode of Little Story Time. I have a consistent upload. I'm just going to be totally honest with you guys. My life is kind of all over the place. Really, it's not. Actually, really? I really still don't have a life. I thought I would have like more time, do more stuff. Nope. I'm writing a science curriculum, the script for our science curriculum coming up, and so that's super exciting. Will take a lot of my time, but I'm super excited because stuff like that gets me excited. Who would have guessed? Before I go into the story time, I wanted to show you guys something really cute that I really was excited to use for school, and then school got canceled, and then like I couldn't use it anymore because I don't need it at home. But I've been doing this diet, and if you don't know, I lost a lot of weight, so that's pretty cool. I know you probably don't care, but that is cool. And I got this cute little lunchbox that I wanted to use for school, but I couldn't because we stopped going to school. But anyways, I gotta use it today because I'm in the classroom filming this, and it's gonna be a long day because I have to do that curriculum. So I'm gonna show you what's inside. So it has a jar of salad you make every morning. It says something cute. It says, "Don't kill my vibe, don't kill my vibe." You know, it's supposed to be like, "Don't kill my vibe." Yeah, no? Yes, okay, moving on. This is Mexican street corn salad. If you haven't tried this recipe, you should. It is super good. If you know what Mexican street corn is, girl, so good. Okay, and then you can put your little ranch dressing. It also has in this container here, if you open it, look at that. The ranch, instead of mixing it all up together, can be put in this and then dumped in so that your salad is not soggy and nasty for when you eat it. Why am I showing you this? Because I was so excited to use it during school and I wasn't able to. Okay, and then it has a little snack, and I have strawberries and whipped cream. The whipped cream is kind of melted, even though that I have this little ice pack. The ice pack melted too. So, but it says just a little snack. So strawberries and whipped cream I put in here, super good, and so we'll probably eat that. And then I have this little container also. By the way, you get all this from Target, and it was like in the dollar section, so super cool. So this comes undone, and then I have in the bottom here. Ooh, I need to work on like being stronger or something. I have my yogurt. And then I have the toppings for my yogurt, which is almonds. And then I also have little oranges on top. So that's pretty cool. And then this is my favorite part of this lunchbox is you can buy these little utensils. And they're like wood utensils. And they also come with like, you can stir up your salad and all of that. You got chopsticks. I don't know how to use chopsticks. So if you know how to use chopsticks and you want to teach me, comment down below. Just kidding, don't, because I'm not going to learn. That's pretty cool. Why I showed you that, because I was excited that I could use it today, and I really wanted to use it for school. And of course I was going to show all my classes that, because that's just one of the random things that I do, but I couldn't do that, so I got to show you. So Target. So this story time is, why did I start teaching? Why did I start teaching? So this one's pretty interesting, and some of my students already heard this one, so that's pretty cool. So why did I start teaching? Well, I didn't want to be a teacher. Actually, I didn't even know that I like enjoyed working with kids. So I graduated high school, super fun. I was a little nerd in high school, didn't do much, always had to get convinced to like go do anything because I was like, I don't want to get in trouble, I don't want to get in trouble. I grew up Mormon, so that was pretty exciting. I don't know if exciting was the word. Again, I think it was cool, just wasn't into it, so I stopped doing that. When I went to college, and I actually went to college to be a lawyer. Family, it's pretty funny because my family always told me, you should be a lawyer, you love to argue, you love to talk, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, you know what, you're right. I love to argue, I love to talk, I have an opinion about everything. So that sounds like a good idea. I should go to school for that. So I enrolled into college. I got a scholarship for community college, so they would pay for everything. Thought it was a lot cheaper, saved a lot of money. So I went to this community college and I enrolled in criminal justice courses so that I can become a lawyer. Now, it's pretty interesting. Okay, so I started, I did all the hard work, all the paperwork, all the stuff like that was my first courses. So I had to do essays and write paragraphs, and I was like, oh, I'm really into it. It's really, what's that word? Engaging. It was really engaging. I loved writing the essays. I loved doing all that. And then my second course of college came. And they started doing hands-on stuff, which means I had to start like doing these debates, which means I had to start arguing, which was cool. I'm, like I said, good at talking. And then, so really funny. So they gave me what I had to debate about. And one of the things that they gave me was I had to defend someone that was lying. So they were lying. I knew they were lying. They had told me they were lying, and I had to defend them and convince the other side that they weren't lying. Now, if you know me, you know that my lying skills are they're not there. They're non-existent. They have never been there, okay? I'll start lying and I'll be like, yeah, that's the truth. Or I'll just tell on myself, right? I'll just be like, nope, I lied. They're not there. And we were actually told, we were given the script, we were told to pick out information, do all of that research so that I can have a good case and that I could win this case. And then we were going to go up in front of the class. Again, I'm so glad it was just classmates and not like a judge or something. But we were supposed to go up in front of the class and we were to defend this case, okay? So I didn't back out right away. I was like, Jessica, you can do this, because when you go in the real world, you can pick your own cases, your own people to defend, all of that, right? Well, that's not true. You usually just take what you gotta take. Figure that out at the end. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do this. So I research on my little computer. I'm doing all that research, and I got it. I got all of the stuff that I needed to convince them that this person was not guilty of something he did do, and he was really guilty, but they wanted me to tell him that he was not guilty, but he was really guilty. But you know, it's my problem. Next week, we had like a week or something comes, and I get up there. It was my turn, and the guy that was saying that he was guilty, you know, all this true facts, all these facts that I knew, all this true stuff that he got to say, I had to go against. So I get up there, and I look at my classmates, and I look at the person that I'm defending, and it was all an act. Everything was an act, right? Everyone was so good at acting. If you're a lawyer, go be an actor too, because you got this, I promise. And then I look at my professor, and the words that came out of my mouth were, this guy's guilty. And I had 5 pages written up on how to defend him, and I straight up said, this guy's guilty. All my hard work, everything that I worked for those 2.5 weeks, I told to myself, okay. So being a lawyer was just not my thing. I just couldn't defend people that I feel like was gonna be guilty, because I couldn't justify, if I knew something and I knew I was lying, then I was just not gonna be good at it. I had to go to my advisor, and I had to tell them I need to change direction. And at that point, I didn't know what direction I really needed to go. So I was stuck. So I was just taking gen eds, general classes, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. My friend at the time was going to school for education. And my professor is the one who actually turned me towards that direction. So I was sitting in class, I was doing my generals, and I was sitting next to somebody that kind of needed a lot of help in the academic department. And so I would always help her, and I would always be like, kind of using quote unquote my teacher voice. The professor said, you know what, I think I know what you should do. And I said, what? And she goes, you should go to school for education and you should teach children and you should be a teacher. And I said, I don't think so. And she said, why not? And I was like, I don't know, like kids are not my thing, little kids are not my thing, older kids, I don't think I could control, you know? And she said, no, you should try it. And I said, well, how am I gonna know unless I take all the classes and then I figure out, like I did this one, that's not something I wanna do, waste $50,000 more, because we all know school's so much money. She said, well, you can go like kind of observe classrooms and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I know what a classroom looks like I've been to school. And so I didn't want to go that direction either. But I slept on it. My friend started to convince me and I was like, let me try this. Let me try this. And so I tried it. So I started to go to school for education general, secondary education. And so I was going to school, and then they started having me go into classrooms, and you have to kind of like observe, take notes. It's like student teaching. And I wasn't very good at it because I wasn't very good at just sitting there and watching someone teach. Just wasn't good. So then I had applied for a preschool and I got the position. Yay me, yay me. And it was fun. All these little kids started hugging me and picking their nose and not washing their hands correctly. And I was like, I can't do this. No, kids are not for me. Kids are not for me. Kids are not for me. At that time, I did not have a kid. So it was like, oh, these little kids. No. So I backed out, stopped going to school, got a job as a hotel manager. Whew. Exciting, right? Doing big things in life. And so I was a hotel manager. I liked it, right? And then Princeton came along and I had to start teaching Princeton things that I didn't know I would have to teach someone. And I generally loved teaching him things. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back to preschool. Plus he's gonna be in daycare, so I might as well. So I went back and I still didn't like it. I like teaching my own kid, but like teaching those little ones weren't it. So then a friend at the preschool was like, you should apply, just apply. They take it on, you don't need to have experience, because that was my biggest concern, was to have experience. And she was like, just apply. So as fun thing, I applied. Didn't hear back for a long time for different schools. And I started to observe again, and I went to elementary. So I started off at preschool, again, too much hugs, too much nose picking. Elementary, too many hugs. Again, they all were like, I love you, Miss Rosenberg. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop touching me. If you don't know me, you know that I am a keep your distance kind of person. I was like, oh my gosh, stop touching me. And then I was like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then I would expect them to get it right away. And I couldn't say the ABCs anymore. And so elementary, I skipped middle school at the time because I wanted to go and try high school. And so I tried high school. And at this time, I already had finished my degree online. I finished it just so I can be done with school and stop paying for it. So I had this degree and I just didn't know if I wanted to use it. So I went to high school. And let's just say the high school kids are not for me. Some of them are rude. Some of them are very nice. Super young at the time as well. And so it just like, I was more of fitting in than being their teacher. And so, nope, not for me. So then I got a call out of school and I was like, you know what, I think I can do this. Like, I can do this. It was a middle school. I went to the middle school, I got the job. I thought I was just gonna be an aide the first year. Joke's on me, the principal looked at me and was like, no, you're the teacher. No, actually, funny story, funny story. I thought I was just gonna be the aide, right? And Princeton came with me to kind of look at the classroom, see what I needed, see what where my classroom was gonna be and kind of set up. And Princeton looks at the principal and he goes, who's gonna be the teacher? Because I told Princeton, no, I'm just helping the teacher. And Princeton looks at the principal and goes, who's gonna be the teacher? And I was kind of curious too. Like, I'm like, thank you, my 4-year-old asked for me, I didn't have to ask. Looks at both of us and she goes, your mom! Remember, before this, I was just observing. I wasn't being a teacher. I was just observing. So I looked at her and I was like, oh, me? This is my classroom, I'm the teacher, me. And she's like, yeah, you're the teacher. You just have to finish these 2 courses before this date, blah, blah, blah. Because I already had everything. I just didn't have everything for middle school or high school. I needed to finish that before I can actually be a teacher. So that's why I expected I wasn't going to be the teacher. But then she said yes. And then I had to finish things in 2 months. And I was like, wait, me? Like, this is my classroom? like, I got to do this all by myself? Like, this is it? I accepted? I'm here? And so that happened. So then I started decorating my classroom, started to getting a little bit more comfortable, like, okay, I could do this every day. And I'm not kidding, no joke. Every single day, I convinced myself. I had to sit there and be like, Jessica, you can do this. You got this. You're gonna do it. You got this. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is the direction you need to go. And I'm not kidding, no lie, no joke, no nothing. Like, that I had to convince myself. Sometimes I call myself in the mirror, like, you got this, you got this. So then school, you know, it was 2 days before school and I had been having these, oh my gosh, they're going to eat me alive. It's over. Like, I'm gonna have to go in there and be a teacher, like a whole teacher, like not a half teacher, a whole teacher, like a whole teacher. Like, that's it, this is it. Like, I accepted. It's 2 days before school started. And it was like a miracle. When I say this, I am not kidding. I was so scared. I was so nervous. I was excited, but I was more nervous and scared. And it was a miracle. On that first day, I had my homeroom girls as an orientation. And it just came out. Like, me being a teacher just came out. Like, no, I couldn't have prepared myself with what happened that day. Granted, I messed up so many times. I am so thankful for my first group of 6th graders because they watched me just wing it. Because you have to. That first year, you really have to just wing it and you have to just go for it. Just go for it. And it all came out, and being a teacher came so natural. I can tell you right now that the material was not what I was focused on. I needed to learn that a little bit better than I did. But being able to have those teacher skills, I was able to give them that material and help them learn that material. And it was just amazing to see. And now I'm in love with teaching. Like, I don't know where I would be if I wasn't a teacher. Like, honestly, I have no clue who I would be if I wasn't a teacher. And this is a big part of me. And I am so thankful for all of that I went through to be here and be a teacher. Like, honestly, I couldn't have thought this was gonna be my life. And it's so amazing that it is. Was how I became a teacher, how I started off being a teacher. Again, I'm so happy that this is what I picked. Everybody who influenced me, I am grateful for, because this has been amazing. And I'm on my 4th year of teaching now. Coming up will be my 4th year. So that's exciting. That is my story time for today, just to start off this story time journey. Yay! My stories get a little bit better, a little bit more exciting. I have some fun ones, so stay tuned. Until next time, bye guys!